So there's just no way possible that Jim Jones and Camron will ever rekindle their friendship ever in life after Jim Jones goes off on Camron being soft on the No Rap Cap podcast, and then Camron responds talking about Jim's rental issues. Now a plethora of crash outs have gone on Instagram between Jimmy and Camron, which includes Freaky Zeke catching strays. And of course, 50 Cent will somehow make way into this conversation. Now, how far will this beef escalate with all this explosive behavior going on? Are we gonna see a boxing match in the future, perhaps? Listen, I want y'all to hit the like button, and I need y'all to hit the hype button, cause we about to get deep.
Sipping slow, yak in the act, thinking I'm mad.
Oh, champ. Run up these likes, and make sure you hit the hype button, because the hype button helps the channel in a major way. Look, gang, Camron and Jim Jones just went nuclear today, man. It got real crazy. Jim Jones was on the No Rap Cap podcast talking about a situation where Camron appeared scared. He was pretty much calling Camron soft, trying to make it seem like Camron wasn't that gangster. And of course, Cam responded in Cam fashion, being very petty, bringing up the situation where he didn't pay the landlord for the building for the Let's Rap About It podcast, which 50 Cent actually brought to the forefront. So once again, Jimmy started trouble. Jim Jones didn't learn from the 50 Cent situation at all, bro. He tried to combat it by dropping a freestyle with the rest of his co-hosts, but now he does something similar to Camron. For some reason, Jimmy just keeps mentioning his ops for whatever reason, trying to poke holes, alright, trying to make them seem soft, painting these narratives to the internet, and now he suffers the ultimate consequence of them bringing up something embarrassing that will trigger Jim Jones. But what exactly did Jimmy say verbatim that would cause this situation to happen? Well, I'm gonna run this clip for y'all, man. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're hitting the hype button. Let's take a look at exactly what Jimmy said about Camron.
Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers.
The Rap Cap podcast.
Dame Impact in Harlem was nothing. Not to say it like that. Dame came up under hustlers that Impact was it. He was a little dude when it came to hustling in Harlem. He wasn't not no Rich Porter, none of that type of. He wanted to hustle. He wanted to hustle for niggas like Rich Porter and shit like that. Dame from the East Side. When the niggas on the East Side is different from the niggas from the West Side. Now for the East Side, Dame was a big deal to us because we were little when he was coming from the West Side, little car, jewelry, and all that. So when you're young, he's looking like Rich Porter, but in reality, you know, he was like this nigga, go to the store, nigga, take a couple grams, get out of here.
The Rap Cap podcast.
When you cancel out the street side of it and go into the music business of it, what was his impact with Dipset at that time?
He didn't have no impact with Dipset. Dipset, we made our impact on our own.
When y'all came over to Rockefeller, did y'all bring a certain energy that kind of ruffled the feathers of like state property and people like that?
No, we came over to Rockefeller, it was all love. Everybody in the studios doing music, state property, Fleek and them, diplomats. Everybody was doing music. That shit ain't started until they went through all that damn shit.
But you else say Cam took over the rock, huh?
I mean, in that sense,
The Rap Cap podcast.
Mace was talented. He was a dancer. And Mace didn't excel at the rapping really to after high school they started getting on and shit like that, and then he excelled and then started getting on first and sound first, and then now help Cam and everybody get on and shit like that. But as far as making a name for themselves in the street, well, they had no name in the street like that. You know what I mean?
Big L.
Right. Big L had a name for himself. He was rapping early. He was signed early. He had some dangerous ass brothers.
That what Cam said.
They was uptown really shaking and moving and shit like that. You dig? And that's not my part of town. I was uptown. You dig? Yeah, Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers.
So clearly, Jimmy was looking for rap. You was looking for smoke. You wanted this to happen, champ. There's no way you go on this podcast in hopes that Cam doesn't respond. Camron is one of the kings of petty. He's gonna go all the way when it comes to beefing with anyone, even if it means Jomo, who's probably his arch nemesis right now. He went back and forth and back and forth, and other people called strays, and other people actually got involved. Camron posted on Instagram in response saying, "How you worried about me when your heat off and rent due?" Jimmy replied with, "Do your shoe, punk." Mr. Camron says, "Had Jim Jones Capo, what's wrong, Capo? Your heat off too? I ain't know. It's hate for you to be 50 years old with no heat. What's your zell, bro? I got you." Then Jimmy says, "A block no, you soft." Camron says, "Yeah, with my heat on. And I'm warm. You 50 years old, tough and cold, but dead ass though, Capo. Your heat off for real?" Jimmy continued to spam reply comments on the thread that Camron posted, talking about Freaky Yusuf too, and he's talking about Freaky Z, which is Camron's cousin, who is a former Dipset member. He also said, "Your whole crew is soft. You soft." Jimmy was awfully triggered by Cam's statements, but why was he so triggered, champ? Why was he so triggered? So Freaky Zeke jumped in the comment section with laughing emoji, just laughing. And Jimmy replied with, "You soft." He kept going at Freaky Zeke, anybody who just seemed to be laughing at what was going on. But Jim also made this statement on the post where he says, "You wanna play pull up, let the people see how soft you are, champ." Pretty much challenging Cam to see him one-on-one. Killer says, "Jomo, you 50 and still wanna pull up? I got the video of you breaking in your own studio trying to trigger the heat system and chasing your landlord around in his car cause he want his rent. You are 50, go pull up on that heat bill." So Cam revealed that he got Jim on cam chasing the landlord that called 50 Cent and left that voicemail about him owing 200 grand in rent for that building that they do the Let's Rap About It podcast at. This is getting kind of crazy. If he has that film, Jimmy is in big trouble. This is going to make Jimmy look even crazier for 2026. This is probably the pettiest moment thus far that we've seen in a long time. This is only going to get uglier, and the reason why it's going to get even uglier is because guess who enters the chat? Curtis Jackson. 50 Cent jumps in the mix, of course. Another king of pettiness has to join the conversation because he actually is the one that probably gave Camron the video. 50 Cent makes a petty post saying, "Damn, hope you can all chip in and get the heat back on." Oh, champ, so the heat is off? That's crazy. Well, Jimmy shouldn't have been running his mouth knowing that this was going on, champ. Why was Jimmy running his mouth when this was in the tuck? Oh, champ. If only Jim Jones would have just kept his mouth closed and not talk crazy about people that are way more pettier than he is. Now there's gonna be a video of you chasing your landlord around because the heat is off because you didn't pay the bill. Oh, champ. Listen, I've been saying that this is absolutely insane that Jim ain't paid that bill and he's 50 years old because he's moving like he in his 20s. This is absolutely crazy. Like, come on, champ. Handle your responsibilities, champ. You are way too old. You're in your old age and you can't pay the bills, the rent. You got all the funds. Why can't you pay the bill, champ, the rent? But wait. 50 made another petty post in regard to this situation, where he pretty much is saying, "Damn, Jim mad. With all this pressure, I hope he is alright. Cam is laughing at him. LOL. Maybe they can start a fire and all stand around it," which is pretty much his way of saying, hopefully they can have a kumbaya, but we know good and damn well that's not gonna happen. Fifth is petty as ever. This is only gonna get worse with time, because now Cam got a video of Jimmy chasing around his landlord, turning the heat off, man. This is absolutely nuts. Jimmy, you're embarrassing yourself. You're 50 plus years old. You should have never made mention of Cam. You know how Cam operates by now. And you said this. Well, he probably didn't even know that it was being recorded of him chasing that landlord around over the heating situation. This is just bad. Oh, champ, what's gonna happen next? Where does this beef escalate? Listen, I'm looking forward to possibly a celebrity boxing match of something. Something gotta happen, man. Is there gonna be peace soon? I don't see it happening. I just see more of 50 edging on Jim, getting Jim upset, getting under Jim's skin. Are we gonna get another freestyle, another Squatters' Rights Part 2? I don't know, gang. Listen, this is getting bad. But gang, how do y'all feel about this madness in the comment section? Where is this beef gonna go? I wanna know y'all thoughts. Where is the beef gonna go, gang? Is this gonna go too far? Should there be like a celebrity boxing match? Where do y'all see this going? Listen, how much is Jimmy gonna crash out? I need y'all to let me know in the comment section. Also hit the like button, hit the share button, yeah, share the video, as well as hitting that hype button, which is most important because it helps the channel in a major way. I also want y'all to subscribe if you're brand new. New content is on the way. But one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? It is the mayor, the one and only man, New York Mayor F. Mom Donnie, and you rocking with the town favorite Showface News, Spit Gotham. And you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. Hit the like, hit the video. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.